It's Bill. This is the introduction to week 11 of BA 210, Design Thinking and Innovative Solutions. I hope you've had a good week. So a lot going on right now. I appreciate those of you that have gotten Etches back, and I'm really enjoying seeing how some of the stories of us are coming together. But one of the other things that you're doing this week is you're starting to take that idea and the things that you've created and engage formally again with your users in this whole idea of co-creation, which is such a big part of user human-centered design. So you've had your idea, you're going to, or you have had that interaction with your key contact and some of your stakeholders, and then you get feedback on that idea so that you can improve it and make it a little bit better. In a lot of cases, you have some questions that came up that you still need to answer, and we're going to continuously find those. And so what we have now is a continuation of these two tracks. The first one is with that meeting with your key contact and your users, getting feedback to be able to idea. That's going to continue this week when we do a project crossover, where you're actually going to turn your idea over to another group for a short period of time and let them take a shot at it and kind of think it through and get some fresh insights. An idea that came from a student in class last fall during the midterm evaluations, and it was one of the more successful and well-received engagements that we had. The other piece is the actual continuing work on the project. So you've done your sketch, you've gotten feedback on that, and then what we're going to do this week is start to identify the knowns, the things you know about your project, and the unknowns, the questions that you still have that you have to solve to be able to make sure that your idea has a really good chance of being implemented. And so those ideas and those questions may come from those meetings with your key contacts. They may come from that crossover. They might come from your own evaluation of the work. And it's when we identify those unknowns that we have to solve, that rather than make a big investment and send it out to market and have the potential of a big failure, it's here we're going to really start to engage the idea of prototyping. And so I talked a little bit last week about the mashup, which we will do to help you think, but then we will also do a storyboard to help you think through the execution of your idea a little bit more completely. So we'll be able to get into that. Those things kind of leading to the Read Me pitch, which is going to be completed this week, and then the Hear Me pitch, which will be your next publicly facing presentation. A couple of things. There are still a few groups that have not set up meetings with your key contacts. I think I have 4 have been set up or are in the process. So let's get together and make sure that you're getting that feedback to implement into these next processes. And then a little bit of feedback on the stories of us that I've seen is you start to identify your own values individually and then start to collaborate and collectively put those values and those existing to develop your story of us. Remember, the values that you're attributing to your story are the values are attributed to the challenge, not the process. So if you have friendship or service as your collective values, it's not a question of you're all becoming friends and you're working together on this challenge. It's how does friendship impact the challenge that you're working on? So bringing students together in a friendly environment is a reflection of your values of friendship, right? So you see the distinction there. So that's one piece that I would encourage you to consider as you're putting your stories together. I'm looking forward to seeing them this weekend, and I'm also looking forward to seeing you continue the work on Monday and Tuesday. Hope you have a good weekend. Take care.